This is going to be a general getting to know Android and just getting set up with your device. So to start with, we have the HeroTab M6. It has a 7-inch 16:9 screen running a 1 GHz Rockchip RK2819 processor, running Android 2.3, has 512 MB of DDR2 RAM and 8 gigs of internal storage. It also is a 5-point multi-touch screen, which is great for games, pinching and zooming, and anything that way. The screen, as you'll also see, is actually fairly crisp. On the front here, we have your home button and the screen. On the top, you have a back button, menu, and power. Along with this is a little reset switch, and right here is the microphone, which works very well. And then on the back, you've got the USB port, the micro USB, a power port, headphone, and a compact flash card, so the micro SD card, and you also have a speaker right here. And I'm going to go ahead and get it powered on. And there you go. I got a nice pretty background here. To open and get into the device, you just slide that little lock up, and as you can see here on the front page, it's already got some icons on it. It has some Chinese apps that were installed on it. And we're going to go into the settings, so we hit the little button for menu, or the menu button on top there, the back button there. And you want to go in and you'll want to set your date and time. Sometimes it'll be set to automatic. You can turn that off and manually set the date, set your time zone, and set the current time. And you can use the back button there or on top. And you can check the, just unmounted the external card, we'll remount that. And you can see right here total free space of 5.8 gigs, or total space. So that's after the OS takes its needed area. You can change the language, set the language here to whatever you need. Obviously I'm speaking English, so I want to use English. And you can also change keyboard settings there. As we go up, under Accounts and Sync, this is where you will add your Google account so that you can have access to the market. We'll get to that in a minute. Applications, this is where you can manage, add, remove, uninstall programs. Under Display, you can choose how long it takes before the screen times out. I like 10 minutes. You can also set the device brightness in here. And with sound, you can control the volume, various volumes, also set it, notifications. And under wireless, this is where you get connected to your wireless network. So you click on wireless settings, find your network here, for what's around, connect into it. And one other important feature is you want to set the Wi-Fi sleep policy to never. I've just found that generally works better. So you hit the little menu button and click Advanced, click on Wi-Fi sleep policy, and then click on Never. And that way when you power it off, it doesn't turn off the Wi-Fi also, in case you're downloading something, or when you come back in it doesn't have to get reconnected. So that is the general settings and what you kind of want to do once you first get the device. So now that you're connected on Wi-Fi, you can actually, you want to get some programs. Now it does come, and you can see over here is the menu button. It does come with quite a few programs. I've also installed some of these, but it does come with Angry Birds, the Documents to Go was on there, and it has everything you need to get started. Now if you want to add programs, the best way is to use the Android Market, which is right here. It's called Market. So we're going to go in there, and I need to add my Google account. So I'm going to add that in, and then we'll switch back up once it's running. Okay, now that the account's in there, we can do Finish Setup, and we can go ahead and pull up the Android Market. Accept the terms. And just like that, you have access to the Android Market. You can see paid apps, you see free apps, and different things that way. Now let's go ahead and find one to download. I'm going to download the Audio Manager widget. Because this doesn't have physical volume switches on it, I found this little widget actually helps out a lot. So Audio Manager there. And just click Free, OK. And the item will be downloaded. And if you want to see the item, you can hit the menu button and go to My Apps. And here you can see it is installing. It's already downloaded. So voila, successfully installed. Going to hit the home button, close out of there. And now another way to add apps to a device is to download the APK file manually, and then you can copy it over to the external card, put it in, and install it that way. Or there's even one more way that's a bit more advanced. But let's just say I downloaded a Android program and I want to install it. I've put it onto my external SD card, which just pulls up with opened up ES File Explorer, and I put it in this APK folder. And as you can see, I've actually got a lot of programs in there. But we're going to install the Dolphin Browser HD. It's just a better browsing experience than the built-in browser. And again, you can find this app also for free out on the Android market. I'm just using it as an example to show you another way of installing. So I click on the APK file, brings up the standard install prompt. We click install, and voila, we have Dolphin Browser HD installed on the device. And I also want to install the Aldeco ebook reader, which, if you can't find it that way, you can click on search, all image files, search by file name, here we go, and type in Aldeco, done, okay. And view our results, and voila, Aldeco's right there, and install. Just that easy to manually install programs if for chance you can't find them on the market, or you've backed them up using a different program. So we'll let this install here real quick. Takes just a minute. And done. We're going to go back, hit the home button here, go back to our main screen, and let's clean up this desktop. So the way you can delete stuff from the desktop is you click and hold, and then drag it over. There's a trash can over here. So you can just remove whatever program you don't want, or even just move other programs around. Move that one over there. Now, if we want to change the desktop wallpaper or add icons, there's a couple ways. You just click and hold, and we can add widgets. Widgets are like little mini apps that run on the desktop. For instance, that audio manager one that we downloaded, we're just going to do the small version of it, and original skin we're going to add, and now you can see I've got a little icon here, and I can click on that and I can control all of my audio settings. And we can turn volumes down, turn volumes up, media, ringer, you know, all of it. And when we're done, we can just hit, again, the home button. Now, one other helpful little utility is the Advanced Task Killer. There's a free version out on the market. And this is just a little icon here. And what this does is it kills different programs and everything running in the background. So it frees up memory, helps you with performance. So that's basically how to remove icons, add widgets. We're going to also add a shortcut from in here. You know that Dolphin Browser we just installed? Well, I'd like to have a quick access icon on my desktop, so I just click and hold, and voila, I have access to the Dolphin Browser from a shortcut on the desktop. And we're going to accept the agreement. Next, we're going to skip notification, and we're also going to tilt it back this way. And this is 360-degree rotation on this device. And you can also go into the settings here, or go to settings, and you can change how it is perceived. Actually, next, cache to the phone, default Android action, and I always like to set it up as desktop because these tablets have a better screen resolution. I like it to report to websites that it's a desktop, so you see the full version of a website rather than a mobile version. And just like that, we've changed our settings, and we can hit the back button here to get out of the settings. And nope, I don't want that. And let's just browse out to Merry Mobiles real quick. And go. And with Dolphin Browser, you also get tabbed browsing, so you can add additional tabs just like you would a desktop wallpaper or a desktop program. So you can go to Google here and go back and see your other tabs there. And so here you have Merry Mobile's website. They have a lot of different items for sale, from tablets to faucets to just about everything you can think of. They're selling some binoculars, as you can see there. And we'll just click on that one. And as you can see, it's pulling up the full page. And you can browse and view. You can also zoom in and zoom out. So that's the browser. Now some other cool apps to install. Adobe Reader. This will let you view PDF files, and I've got a lot of different music on here, but you can scroll this way, and you can see it takes a minute sometimes to load the page, but once it's loaded you can scroll. You can also change the angle of it. Come on. There we go. And it will resize it accordingly, so you can scroll and see full pages that way. So that's Adobe Reader. And for videos, I used to suggest Rockplayer, which is still a good one, the Rockplayer Lite, but I've recently discovered a program called Moboplayer, which I found actually works really well. And we need to just go install that real quick. APK. Scroll down here, got Moboplayer, it's that icon there, install. And again, you could go get this, it's a free application out on the market as well. It's just quicker and easier for me to do it this way. And done, we're going to go ahead and open that. And Moboplayer has some cool features to it. As you can see, there's instructions here. You can choose where you're at in the video by sliding this way. You can adjust the volume on this side or the brightness on this side. So it just really has some great features to it. And we're going to browse to some files here. I'm just going to pull in that video directory, confirm. And it'll generate little thumbnails and bring in the various videos that are there. Now while this is doing its thing, I want to show you one other thing, and it still should be running in the background. But we're going to go down here and there's a thing called voice search. www.youtube.com. There you have it. Pulls up the browser and we're going to YouTube. So it's a nice little feature, and you can view YouTube apps through the website, or actually pulls up Google, and then you can click on YouTube. But we also have a YouTube app installed here. So you just click on YouTube. And I actually installed this from the market. Accept. And I'm going to go search for... And I have a lot of videos out on YouTube from various tablet reviews. There's some general Android how-to videos. For instance, this one right here, FAQ of recommended apps and programs. So we can click on that. And you can see the video starts playing. And YouTube runs. So let's go back to the Mobo video player. To do that, we hold down the home button here, and you can see all the various apps we've opened in the past, and some are still running. But we're going to click on Moboplayer, and that brings it back up. It's finished what it's doing, and we now have a list of our files.